This is absolutely insane. I could have never imagined me sitting here and making this video here today, especially considering the fact that Rob Gronkowski is currently the WWE Universal Champion. So this is a very strange situation. So what's going on, guys? Your boy Microphone back again with some more NFL news. Guys, the NFL draft is in 2 days, and to be honest, I've been doing some soul searching and I've been trying to figure out whether I should live stream the NFL draft or not. So I'll let you guys know if I do. Make sure you turn on the notifications and subscribe so you can get alerted if I do go live for the NFL draft. If you guys have been rocking with my NBA channel for a while, you will know what this stream is. It's literally a reaction stream where we're just all together watching the NFL draft. I'll tell you guys what I think. We'll get a nice little toxic chat that doesn't want to see my face on the screen either. It'll be fun, man. Furthermore, I will be live streaming on Twitch later on tonight. I stream every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And without further ado, let's get to today's news, because we all know that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers probably made the biggest splash and possibly took the biggest risk of the entire NFL offseason when they opted to sign Tom Brady. Now, of course, Tom Brady is 43, and by doing so, they pretty much told their number one overall pick from 5 years ago that they are done trying to develop him and they are moving on from him, and that is Jameis Winston. Now, there's some issues with the Buccaneers, but for the most part, they're the most competitive they've been since, I don't know, possibly the 2003 or 2002 NFL season when they first brought in John Gruden. So Tom Brady is showing all of us possibly one of the biggest advantages of him being Tom Brady. And that's the fact that once you're Tom Brady, once you have won the amount of Super Bowls that Tom Brady has, at this point, if you're an NFL player, you want to play with him. And we've seen this in the past. We've seen Antonio Brown come out and say, wherever number 12 goes, I want to play with him. We've seen the Tampa Bay Buccaneers already make a commitment to him, which is already, in my opinion, a fairly huge risk. And the Buccaneers are going all out. They released these brand new jerseys as well. But I think probably the most interesting thing that I have heard up until this point has to be that Rob Gronkowski, according to Ian Rappaport, by the way, this is not just some Joe Schmo, Terez Owens, something from the third pages of Google type stuff. This is like your top source of NFL news. This is like the Adrian Wojnarowski of NFL news. Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter are our guys. And Ian Rappaport came out and tweeted that retired Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski has told New England that he's interested in playing football again, and he would want to do it with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady. In order for this to happen, a trade would obviously have to get worked out. Now, this is a very strange situation because on one hand, you have Rob Gronkowski, and believe me, I'm a huge fan of Gronk, and I've been waiting for him to come back. The NFL could really use his positivity and his personality. He's good for the sport of football, and whether you're a Patriots fan or not, you just can't help but love Gronk. But at the same time, you have to look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're in a very interesting situation, and because we already know that the Buccaneers have a good tight end. They spent a first-round pick on O.J. Howard a couple years ago, and as good as he is, Bruce Arians literally says that O.J. Howard is good. For some reason, he just can't turn it on in the middle of games. That sounds like the type of player that Bill Belichick typically likes to trade for, a player that had first-round potential, but for one reason or another couldn't live up to that first-round potential. Okay, I can't believe I'm recording this update so soon because I literally just finished my analysis and I proposed this entire trade scenario where I suggest that the New England Patriots go ahead and trade Rob Gronkowski for O.J. Howard. And apparently, I also said at that time that it might be giving up way too much on the Buccaneers' end. It depends on how much they value the 25-year-old former first-round pick. And I figured that Bill Belichick really likes buying low on really high-end talent. And I figured that there's a chance that they could make this trade work out. But that's not what they ended up doing. What they ended up going for is the New England Patriots decided to trade Rob Gronkowski to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a 7th-round pick and a 4th-round pick. And I was shocked at that. Bill Belichick typically gets great value out of his picks and great value out of his players, but he also conducts fair trades. And I had a feeling that the proposed Gronk for O.J. Howard trade was a little bit too much, and one end was getting too much of a good deal and the other end was kind of getting ripped off, because the Buccaneers may have been putting tremendous value on O.J. Howard, and they are still looking to trade him, especially now that they traded for Rob Gronkowski. I don't expect Bruce Arians, who typically neglects the tight end position, from his time with the Pittsburgh Steelers as the offensive coordinator in the early 2010s, throughout his time in the 2012 NFL season where he was the interim head coach for a rookie Andrew Luck, throughout all of his time with the Arizona Cardinals and his 1 year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I have never seen an offense that was constructed by Bruce Arians to feature the tight end position. And there's been years that he drafted high-end tight end talent like O.J. Howard, and he wasn't able to get any production or value out of him. So I figured at that point that the tight end was just neglected in Bruce Arians' offense, unless if a quarterback chooses to key in on a tight end, because we know Tom Brady loves his tight ends. Bill Belichick's offense was a dual tight end set. He's used to having Martellus Bennett on one end and Rob Gronkowski on the other. He's used to, in the early 10s, of having Aaron Hernandez on one end and Rob Gronkowski on the other. So I am not exactly sure how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to play this out. If you ask me, I feel like the Buccaneers are probably going to try to trade O.J. Howard during the NFL draft. But here's the thing, and here's the one mystery that most of you guys might not be aware of. I wanted to make sure I educate you guys on this because I just became aware of it, and I thought that this was really cool. So if you ever sat down and thought, why did Rob Gronkowski take some time off? Why didn't he just come back immediately to play for the Patriots? Well, here's exactly what happened. About 2 years ago, in the summer of 2018, the New England Patriots had a deal in place to trade Rob Gronkowski to the Detroit Lions. And Rob Gronkowski went to management and said, look, if you trade me, I'm going to retire. I don't want to play for another quarterback but Tom Brady. And fair enough, the New England Patriots told Rob Gronkowski that they intended on trading him, and then Gronk elected to sit out and retire. And that's how things have been since. So you fast forward to this past offseason and Tom Brady left the Patriots. Now the Patriots could potentially trade Rob Gronkowski, and they do end up trading Rob Gronkowski to be Tom Brady's partner once again. So that's why he initially retired, and that's why he's coming back now. And if you ask me, we've seen this before, obviously under different circumstances. We've seen Carson Palmer sit out and then come back with the Oakland Raiders. We've seen Marshawn Lynch sit out for a year and then return to the Oakland Raiders. And there was a trade constructed. The Seattle Seahawks traded like a 6th round pick and Marshawn Lynch and got a 5th round pick for him. But that's a little bit different because Marshawn Lynch was a 30-year-old running back. Once you turn 30 in the NFL and you're a running back, at that point, you're looked at as damaged goods and past your prime. It doesn't matter who you are. At that point, you're no longer viewed as a productive player. So we've seen this before, but we haven't seen it in this context before. We've never seen a player that most of us view as the greatest quarterback in our entire sport, leave his original team that he's been with for 20 years and take his sidekick, which is Rob Gronkowski, and pretty much build an entire new offense on a different team that was completely struggling prior to his arrival. Sure, you could look at Peyton Manning, but Peyton Manning was done in a much different manner. Peyton Manning came in and the offensive pieces were already set. The Denver Broncos clearly were just a quarterback away from contention. And although the Buccaneers have a great defense and have a great offense, they still are lacking in the offensive line. But that's something that I believe they could completely shore up in the NFL draft. I have them taking Andrew Thomas in the 1st round. And if they're able to address the offensive line in the NFL draft, this team's already set. They have Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. Now they have Rob Gronkowski. They have an amazing pass rush. And hopefully Shaq Barrett proves that his last year wasn't just a fluke. They have Ndamukong Suh coming back. If they play this draft correctly, they could potentially be the contending team coming out of the NFC. Now, I know that might be a little crazy because, in my opinion, the NFC is significantly more deeper than the AFC. Well, up until recently, since the inception of the Kansas City Chiefs and Mahomes, I feel like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are absolutely loaded at this point. They got Brady all the weapons he needs. Now they got to make sure that they could protect their fragile 43-year-old quarterback. Let me know what you guys think about this trade in the comments section down below. I think it's very exciting. I can't wait to see these two take the field with each other once again, and hopefully Rob Gronkowski doesn't have trouble staying on the field this time. I know injuries have been slowing him down recently, but here's another question that we all have. What's going to become of the WWE 24/7 championship? Does Rob Gronkowski have to relinquish it, or are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to be cool with him keeping it for the time being? That's the one question that we need to answer. Now, let me know what you guys think about this trade, if you thought it was a good move on the Buccaneers' part, if you're excited, or what comes to mind. I'm your boy The Flight. I'm your boy Microphone, and I'll catch you in our next upload.